demonstrate one factory.
Okay.
That will be private sector led. And government was Chief Masrao, Prof. Yeah, tolerate move flow. Aye. We said there will be private sector led. Government will be incentivized private sector in our manifesto.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
When they came into when we won the election, what kind of villagers, what kind of factory now ban also the baby and answer that one. Was it in our manifesto that we're going to put a factory in everywhere by government? But they said it.
So you are also just saying,
Chief, I wrote.
Prof, Mr.
What?
So don't come tell me no new manifesto. We had Okujeto Ablakwa, the foreign minister today. Us 24-hour economy or channel basis airport to every district region and anti for let's for Kwachi for Minister for Government Communication anti. One national chairman anti. But I'm saying that we formal document now okay. You committed that one of the key pillars of 24-hour economy is the public service, security service. What does it mean? We're run the 3 shifts. If you have 100,000
security force.
Thank you. Even assuming that you have 100,000, it is the legitimate expectation of you that forms the run the 3 shifts increase the capacity by 3.
So numbers maybe will say won't chance the numbers no for enlistment no increase this time because number bunu are dream policy because of the 3 shifts need to know. About bet me employ about better 300,000.
The man catch one. Plus one so increasing threshold no so from 25 to 35, which then afforded a lot more people
into the bracket
into the bracket and to apply. Then you turn around and say, oh, IMF conditions to move for more than 5,000. And down there was the president taking share security couples. More direct there one for 10,000. 10,000 on a breach of the IMF conditions. In any event, when you want the first one in the IMF conditions or
but what they 20 or 24 hours.
On starting, I was starting that ben.
So say no more share the
and you want to work at the DVL was start now. What can the DVL or passing low way and the DVL was start. And you want to work at and you want to work at on the Tamaport where 24 hours was start. I don't know how to do that. So if you tell me that on start here, what do you mean? You yourself, what do you mean? They lied.
NDC.
Capital LIED deceived the youth of this country. Promises are body. So if you promise to expand the public service and run 3 shifts, why are you coming to complain about the size of the wage bill? Is the question. Why are you complaining?
Ayasem kesi abusia ene ye won sem me wo fi hapa ya bon sem no ba ya bon bede ena ye de ba ene Sam George no ho aba Sam George ne to abeda ho Sam George si okope ewura Dr. Bawumia 1 million coding program odi Ghana fo adwene di agoro ma amanfo aba abonten omode ne ho nsem abeku abonten dendenden ye beka safa ho Sam George kwasem panyin Sam George ene ye betene to akire Ghana fo the youth of the country. Dr. Bawumia kese oba be coding program for 1 million Ghanaian youth no. Sam George no knew what Dr. Bawumia meant. What bounty. So he thought say it was a game of fun. And on so can be. Yeah, but say Sabio Sam George can't say 1 million Ghanaian coding programmer what he actually means. Because a never be all you know. Or the youth na adwene ye no ene uti asem na wa anka se be fa uti tia to ba se na ye kyerɛkyerɛ mu ye be kyerɛkyerɛ no ye firi on so a Sam George Kroya arrogant disrespectful person mean who be oye disrespectful more than Sam George and Sam George ko public committee ene omo kodi nkomo still arrogant manner of doing and Sam George ko show gesi wo ho anim go ase Sikabia finansasi ebisa no onka no kore no ɛna wagyae ɛna ɔto paapae yɛba bɛbɔ video no yɛatra se ha ayɛ investigation on blogger I talk my mind yɛfiri ɔyɛ mfa nsi hɔ yɛbɛkɔ yɛ nimpa NDC for say nedia they are going to recruit nurses on volunteer as a chair say you have a fan nurse for juma on volunteer volunteer as a chair say you have a for juma for free say that be out the bebo mahama the policy yourself and the prime one head care no everything associated anti from automatic posting no and then we are back to Brana beye juma for free. That is the new policy of John Dariga Dramani Mahama. Now answer na ebe kono. And this is dum so anyhow. So today is your parliament. Parliament down in Chenhua, you another office be a friend by honor moye public hearing committee no. And then omoto ho ya na pray jana theater no light in parliament. Okase dum so ajo minor fa yewi no man this for say enye no kore ene parliament for omonso ate omode ye be kasa afa eno enso eho efiri wa na ye ba ye si Ghana afri IMF enye no kore da NDC aban NDC ne nkrofo omote aban mu they no credit say they cannot manage the economy. Enti IMF for say omo kono and this if we bu nkotodwe airport mo achew say omo mra na omo mesan emeye den emehye Ghana so. Tio, we voted for the NDC to manage the economy. Mo baaye mo se na do ne Dr. Bawumia omo amba omo homodene omo ko IMF. Okay, ate ase. Brena so se mo betwe mo ho afiri IMF for nsa ase. Na mo ankasa mo take in charge of the economy. Na ye hu de mo betumi aye because ye nyina nim say IMF program there ko hyase a ye ma okwan ma onye de opanyina. Enti ebre we yanka bre dru se nkrofo we be showcase their intelligence om se egu omutim no. Abusia omo pa IMF fo ache so omo mra na omo meso economy no. Na omo de omo ntumi mu Ghana man no. And this for say they cannot manage the economy of the country to omo pa IMF fo ache so omo nkoba bia omo ntena man we mu na omo mu a omo na omo mu o man no we na meka kire obra na ekwa akoto aba said don't waste your vote on this reckless people. Reckless, very very reckless. They don't know what they are about. Omo nim what we are talking about. Ya dream na so the agenda of development, every Ghanaian youth thinking of changing and bettering his life. You know, some when they don't know what they will do to help you in that. Into what they will was no clear cut idea, no clear cut policy, no idea of how we should move to make people's life change. And that's what they will want change. Ebeka safa home. Na ye koyanim. Na answer na ebe kono. We dey ba mo video we chire na tie mami we ni Jimmy. Na me fan chiama atiefo. Hwe mami we ni Jimmy.
Oh, say there. With him say BB so fine. The government is doing well. Ghana so yeah, with him say BB say no. If IMF for me yeah twice na prudence they still they be prudent. What I say the fact that free money in say government is going to just spend. We will spend prudently and we will spend in a manner useful to the people of Ghana. Say near my be necessary boa Ghana mpuntu ne Ghana force to be nya homfaso. Even though ye kono the standards of prudence ne there to hon there you be super. I think so far so good.
No. Yes, it is so dear Mammy way. Mammy way. We have some public figures. I don't know why they are being maintained. So Ghana Mamma was so him contumpo for pa mpemfo mo anyina drum pempen so bi. na omoye nkontompo for pa. My brother, my sister, you can never count abra umfa maami we eni yura mahama nka ho. Maami we ye nkontompo ni papa. Maami we no be a wayira ni political affiliation. Also ye CPP, maami also ye CPP ni. CPP ni anso ye campaign de mo trend de man DC. Awurade abusan fo man chem na me camera na teko. Meba sisia just a matter of time. CPP ni a oye campaign de man DC o kanipa kra eye maami we. Menim de show me light. Yeah, so maami we yo hwenanimu ye bia na wo hunanimu ye. This woman that I'm talking about. Ono ene oye presidential staffer. Odidi ye tianeka. Akuafo amanihunu omunhunu. Maami we on TV. Akuafo amanihunu omunhunu no to Mahama nsam. Maami we yo oti on TV because of the presidential staffer. Ye tianeka bosumi bia ni sika begu ni nsam. Enti to him no, everything is going on well. Monhwe maame na nimu ye pa. Ye fen maame na ye fen ni jantoa. Maame ye fen ni jantoa. O kap over political prostitute pa. Political prostitution. Maame we na di sa adwuma ne bae. Enti ono oti hoyi oye political prostitute. Also ye CPP ni, but he talk for NDC. CPP ni ele oye presidential staffer for the NDC. Where is the authenticity of this woman? Maami we ne nipa subani ni jina bia wa brabom in terms of amanyo sem ene de wo he. Ye ni ba bi ojina. And no wonder say aban bi ba ya na ohwe ahiafo ma school. Aban bi ba ya a teacher for akatua call da bia. Nurse for akatua call da bia. All the civil servant obiang nsaka na katua. This woman was not content. Adentia na ono no ote ho no. Ye mfa no nkotra Jubilee House entua na kabosome. Enti to him, to her, anything that the previous administration was doing and it was wrong because ono no ote ho no na aban entua na kabosome bia. Enti what will he tell you? Enne bibia ye okay. I didn't tell BBI okay because on na jantoa a presidential staffer Edima Yura John Darega Dramani Mahama 73 million Ghana cedis na ye no a pin a diasoma mamu abetra media moa or ye the day. I'll catch it say light ya unya bi emfa entong wise water unya bi mfanye wa juma ewo costo mu unya bi mfanto atade so unya bi emfanto wo ice cream. Light ya wunya bi na ho ena mismanagement intino maame we say or can't you say bibia ye okay cool down. Hey maame ya me onfa obone ento kope baby da na ye nto aso na ye de ani abre wo ha maame fa enchia kakra ema tiefo na men kan mo comment ne kakra answer ye wura the main topic of the day enema nko babia ye be born in 10 topics no doso te born in 10 ye tumi anya ajai mabrabam na manfo so tumi abekire won adwene me ma me Vivian Kuma say the NDC they did not win. I keep on saying that's why they don't care. I said NDC did not win. I keep on saying that is why they don't care. Ma me Vivian Kuma me chia ye pa mo kwaba ye ma me ya afrim poma o say hi ma me ye chia ye pa. The firebrand Esther Kebari mama me chia ye pa. Gab Media said the PC. Well, let's start from the top. Gab me chia ye pa. Gab say good evening. The NDC are just national records. The PCI deal with the IMF is a dangerous than the main deal itself. Let's say and to pipe so NDC for to pipe and so mumma IMF phone kodo. Yemia Gab said the woman no emu edne a restriction kese a chain say only omo echo deal. Mami Vivian Kuma say it is a lie. They will pay them. I said, "Omupo metu omuka." Me ma me Monica nso. I say, "Good evening, my brother. How are you? I'm doing good." And I mean, panyini kwabra. Me panyini kwasi asamoa. Me mo akwa ba yie pa. Afei yemo wuram na ye ni nkomo kakra. Abusianfo ye ba beto abai. Ye be hyase no. Party ahodo nyina obia kɔ campaign. Ede ne nsɛm a ɛne nneɛma a ɔmo dwene sɛ ɔmo nya akwanya na ɔmo enya afena no mu kita ɔmo bɛyɛ e-dollar me mo akɔaba. Ɔsi under the NDC government anything free is expensive. Free SHS is no longer free. Speech is no longer free. Yeah. Agab said the NDC is misleading Ghanaian that they have left IMF, but it is a lie. They have not even made the last payment. Yes, in fact, in August, that is going to happen. Obia kwa bonten ko kanchire Ghana for the enti omo peso mo di oman nanim. And so mo be di oman nanim a di omo beye e di ama oman no mu for no a omo tim. Na ye nyina ye nim say ye wura Dr. Bawumia. Ni campaign a oye ene bre ote akonwa so. Enyuma a oye enti no e ma Ghana fo nyina. Ye tu ni din Dr. Digital Man adentia. In terms of technology development agenda there, the whole Ghana, Doctor is number one. He has championed a lot of these digital policies. Ghana buying and Ghana buying and Yason Faswa. In the manifesto of Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia, Papa no nimu nyansa no nim how things works today can say. And neither do you can say. You were the fourth industrial revolution. Digital, digital. And you would say, said they be a Ghana for my bunbetimia compete your moho in the digital space. Na atimi ama mabruno nya newman so aye. Entinono or they took the project team and a plan muse. If inshallah Ghanaians voted for him 2024. Anka obesisa Ghana for 1 million. Now we're training more in coding. So we transfer create app. Okay, can you gum na we create bibi obetum dia ya DP aye amansanten time. Dr. Kaya no. NDC for we ya ebinom enante sere no. Yewura John Dariga Dramani Mahama ankasa kujina nsimpie so ka say enye digital na amanfo bedi Ghana fo hia dokono ne nchenam ema ye de Dr. Bawumia. But that time in the same what them call campaign a message of the NDC no, they were also talking about creating new coders. Ghanaians ambeso betumi aye coding. They copy some of the Dr. Bawumia message. And he said, "Yeka, say nyawo na wo chichire ya, eba ne se wu sane a, wo betena ho mfie duonu. Enso na da so te ho because nyawo na wo chichire ye. Pona ya bono, nyawo na wo boye. And he said, wo ammo pona, untumi nsan ntente mane nyeye, wo bebre. But the o chichire ye na de, onim kwan of aso a, odi ahoma no hwehwe. Yakwakoto abawie NDC awene ye yi Sam Kwasi Ampanyini George say he is the communication minister. I didn't hear ye yi Sam George. And you say ye yi Sam George because he is competent in communication. That be ye yi Sam George because ono ne tu na no disi maame aye frene osla owususo who was the former minister of communication. Ono ne tumi time maame na ni toto edim tro creative propaganda sa hodo amu eduru editi amaame no ema Ghana for feel said the woman was not working and in tianam sa asunti no John Mahama de Sam George akoto minister of communication. In fact yewura Mahama ban mu uhwemu a enkrofo ni nyina ministers no every minister bia today, no, they were the propagandists against that particular ministry when they were in opposition. And Sam George, Sam George is going to create coders. Or the Magana Phobinum, I shall see a coding. Me about ma, a fraud, a scam, Cassiapa. A scam, Cassiapa. Sandy, a woman said, after Sam George took a lot of money, or Jessica Boom, said, or the Koye coding. Sam George, Jessica, and Abusia, unim do ye. Google, ono ankasa a promoter of digital antino or one online course be a oye de chairman for no. Sam George akofa sa link no and odi ababa to ne platform so ne platform a banga abanya create say e ho na amanfo nko register mo ho na mo meye coders no. Sam George a copy link of Google and odi akwato ho say Ghana for enkoye sa course na Google offer ne free or Google edema for free no Ghana for enkoye. And that is what Sam George call it coded. And also see AI project, how to use AI well. And a free service from Google. Timio. Sam George, Ajisika free the Ghanaian taxpayer money o bottom. Say or the kochirem kuradie. Sam George Jisikano. Wam fasikana nkope nimdi fomo mwanchirem kurana dio. Project anase course wa Google offer for free no. And Sam George akọ twisa link no. E de ababe to platform bi so say the youth of Ghana, this is the coding program that the NDC promise you. Me abadima. E ya re ho. A time and same fataye because we were beyond these levels. We were beyond these levels. Sam George, one of the most arrogant guys in this government. And he's one of the most corrupt person in this government too. Odi ma memo video no nchira na tie. Ghana ni boy o ye na adwen se nkọ akoye code no bi no. Sam George adwen se onimu nyansa nti odi kohye nani no. The guy has already trained himself with Google. So as soon as he saw the link, he knew, said, this link is a Google link. Okay, the case of Konanima, truth to be true. A Google link can Sam George Akokopediaba. One chrono. Budget ya Sam George, yes, or the Koye coding. Yaba Masian Kanchiro. Yeah, video no. Listen to what the boy is saying. Tiasama Kraneka. Tiasama Kraneka. Say yene wonsa ban etumi gisika. Now instead of him to go after professional guys, now we make training Ghana for more we coders. Because say ne we coder unim computer juma mu ye ya utumi Ghana kura ye juma wa America. India for there are many of them they are working in America even though they live in India. Yeah, Bangladesh ne other countries people are working. Kenya na no me service be. People work from far because of internet and digitalization. Sam George koye na ye ko create Ghana for mbetumi enye nyuma bi ete saaye ewa manonia. Sam George is dancing around, still deceiving Ghanaians because missing Crawford they believe in their mind say uye Ghana nia uye kurasi no unimu nyansa won't hear say etu dia akura ndisi 46 ebeda na 9. They will turn your 6 into 9.
Very, very disappointed in the 1 million because they are expecting and government I am because
1 million coders Nangasa. What is it about?
It's only to see youth no adwuma ni o man ni na this year AI and tech no so the government here na say okay you training 1 million Ghanaians that's the youth from 16 years and above.
Okay.
Enti so we are among certificates na ya sa boa on so there am wenya adwuma ye. So that was the idea behind the 1 million kudos.
Okay. Until who apply now?
Oh, me anga some apply me find Ghana card for website one home there echo 1 million kudos on me register echo verification ni bibia mo there my verified. For me ni the 11th May ni soon ye ni there me call website one no there me hu ye no abemu buye pa because enye de na me expect no na me hu ye the government ni so kan ye no so enye no na ye de omo ye.
Oh really?
Yeah, because me share some George interview when I'm here about some penifobia or makasa about the 1 million kudos. But Monday ni do ye me call website one ade am hu ye me ni anje hu kra.
Then
hu ye ni say call website one to see ya wa mom register no nyina be di dance ye say so call website one to see and call dashboard we hu bibi to say classroom and so call go to classroom hona now link no e dey call different websites website na friend Coursera na say website obetima call wa question and ye nyina ya we say o ho dada and our course na ho honum so AI Google AI professional certificate. It just say Google na dey launching that program. Me answer na 1 million coders in be share say no na me nim say e obi who a friend Google AI professional. And now betimi kra call website one my dey Coursera ho straight akọ register. That dey na what take course no. And na hu hia say obekwa akofa hassle ni we num nyina 1 million coders because nipa we be say so mo register o dey o bre and then no register and the other thing was a cover 1 million coders register 1 million coders for website one bibia ni wo so ko link ni so aye do be ko Coursera honum na maka question dey and me question me bisa me ni say and the day in na dey e was say ban say government mo say mo allocate 100 million Ghana cedis say mo dey 1 million coders and the mutimi here and say link and mo dey man say yen ko Coursera and yen ko take ko this year no so because this year na o question bibi o na on tiase a teacher bi enu wa dey obe answer dey nipa ne questions e do nti bibi ase a onu obi akwa ko bisa e na sentence one nso omo ka say ebi mu nso sentence bi be ye ejuma ba me personally my course sentence be brave me call ho nyina no bibia ankoso ho no me e na me bisa manfo nso mo nso register mo so mo course center ho no ma bibia ankoso
which sentence na
oh me personally I'm register no me choose Accra College of Education and I'm here at the center na bi nso ya dental smith center ba ko ho me ko ho twi ankoso ho me ko University of Ghana also bibia ankoso ho na Accra Learning Center so also me ko also bibia ankoso ho
ubisa omo say what is happening.
Okay me no me ko no me na ebi mu di nkomo na de o ma me ti ase ni say one especially me center me choose no as of Accra College of Education o ma me ti ase say omo nim adequate government e de omo de ato 1 million coders website one say omo e hono me center because omo no the omo nim anything about all the omo say because for us 1 million coders but they don't have any affiliate with that 1 million coders program. Yes the me call Wednesday I didn't start Monday omo catch me say Monday no nkofo bebre youth ni bebre ba honom no my stranded because they have nowhere to go. There was nothing going on there. So we have a question I want to say I don't think the government no be say youth no boss say ni be ya mamde nyina ya dey enwashim na afi dey we ya abeda no disappointment.
But what if minister nka
as of now the onyama they na almost start 11 for me who say we post some BB say 1 million coders na chance but apart from that me who bibia and as say youth nso ye nso no promise na mo de mai na nye Coursera courses na mo de mai it is say anu nso ye hia ye pe answers the ebusam penifo say 1 million coders no omo mechi mu ye dey enche because you see anu ye hia answers you see your questions be be why dey betime ye perceive busam so omo mechi mu ye enche say 1 million coders no mo ka say ye no e different websites na mo de e na courses na mo mai akoya eno no nye say bia teacher bi na aba online aba be kire wade you e video a Google no a record ato dada e na wo kwa akohwe
wow
eno ni 1 million coders program this year no na eye we you nye say bia wo be kona e bia wako hu say teacher bi wo online a wo kire wade da bi e videos a yakọ record ato dada e na akọ akohwe ni za won TV bi azempo a woni wo bi abekwa kubisa and ye hear answers pa
and I wish you what dada
Coursera ho nipa bebre ni Coursera ho e na Google AI professional certificate ni sa various courses and no sa courses no Google na launch earlier this year no mo launch enti e ho nom dada anye se bia e ya de fufu bia government na e de e na launch
okay but Coursera no much as cancer na mo enroll into sa program
on say Coursera na say first Coursera na e free but na nsenya no mo ye say o ade na e free na ma phone technique serious enti e de onto go ba na ma GBB kakra but sa particular Google AI professional certificates you can enroll in it for free.
This particular one I can 1 million coders and no crampo free.
Free. Opa ko Google this year na ko Google AI professional certificates. Obetimi akọ enroll free hu ya so betia bibia. And we are surprised so government what's the government doing even about the laptop issue crano. As sisi amimi gina hey odo mimi wo laptop ba nipa bebre ho no ma omunso muni laptop omede omudi be siade but so ko website one man there is no part bi o market ya to no ma say bi as mimi ni laptop na say mi laptop ba menya laptop ni bi donc je say ko website one ma hu hwe o nti laptop no hwan mu na ye tete laptop no ma hwan mu ni nya bi je say ayenim Zizi and I say questions will be we see you baby 1 million coders this year.
Are you disappointed in the minister and the government?
I mean first project launch any day. You need say at least government na there so adwin youth say yes you need adwuma ni o man money ade adenti na there what the bibi say about we nyina ni atia ma me kra me frɛ me nan fofo ne nipa bebre there ka say chale bibi say na about nti mu nyina mo yɛfa yɛ ho nhyem e ma mu nyina do mo ho nhyem nti time na so ye na you say a time na so okay nim say so ko website na ko online e bia Ghana Hanum, you will take experts be brewer. I be anka by no cry, a bit my employer. I be anka how much I did. Yeah, anything about AI, so we no much but yes, I see, and of course, center on so. I know say about let's say 80% of the centers are not working. Maybe some 1 or 2 be and the huge mass. And there, no, my personal view, they say you very, very disappointed. In the 1 million could because the na expect na dey and government na dey ayama because nye sa Coursera cause na dey expect although ebi mun so say dey omo ye but for me personally me na minim say ohoda dan ka minim say nka we ya nka ma ha me ho anko 1 million coders website one man ko ye Ghana card ni test ni we ni nyina ka meko Coursera on street ai dey akwa ye ma dey alright then am I say am I disappointed say
on the look of things, no, I don't know.
Is there 1 million coders? No, is there no? Omo many G no ko omo ye. We are a him be na be ko. Omo fa like clear part bin to honum say we are if you are all the government need to wire road map. Okay. But road map no new website one. It is how we course no was online. Him na be certificate na be then.
Okay, good.
Mpacho tieni ye pa sem no mu edre tieni ye pa peo you are spending 100 million Ghana cedis you are spending since na mebo ni drin
there we go
100
this is how the laptops are
Ghana.
when you turn it on
say we are going to create 1 million coders Ghanaian coders. Sam George Kolanchi computer or Kochama youth. Abusia, miya bari ma miya ba. Wa ankasa wati wasu. Where are the computers? First question. Sa $100 million cedis no. The NDC Sam George the ye. Say all the country link. Afri Google. And the other platforms so say a Ghanaian government creation ana. Missing Crawford we job for the boys. Omo. Ye create unnecessary offices. Now ye make payment. Anti-payment to people. People are not working. People are at home. And ye tia wonka. Just because Mahama will create unnecessary and unneeded policy. But what they do rather than say, they will use that name to create a kind of office. Na yedi omunipa ba akwa kwatra na bosome nso a tax na wutua no ye push the akwa komo. This is what Sam Kwasi Ampanyini George is doing. Computer na hu ne ho no o de ko ni fie na ye ba akopɛ Omwache hu sikadi. Create, loot, and share. Temi yepa. Create, loot, and share. Yesi abua ye friend sebo. Ewura mu na mu nyina betumi asa. But on we are binder. That is the same character of the NDC. They can go and come in many ways. Their character and their attitude remains the same. Undisciplined, greedy, deceivant, the propagandist. Anyom. When was some George in a name? Mimi I'll say Anthony Mwakwaba. $1. Mechiao yepa. Justice Opokwaja Mechiao. Have you seen what is going on? Sam George Eddie 100 million Ghana cedis in the name of 1 million coders. Ewo hefa. Where is the money? Sam George, where is the money? Now, listen to this video. Or say what you say computers. Boy, no say computer no who be over here. And this Sam George no mature be a computer na kwa koshe.
This is how the laptops are. When you turn it on, they are customized. Like I said, it's factory firmware. So instead of seeing your usual Windows backdrop, these are the backdrops you see. Is the 1 million coders, and like I said, they are all, so that you know, they're all chip embedded. Nobody should try to go and pick any of them. We'll come and pick you up in your house because we'll find you. So they're all chip embedded. So it turns on. Ahonfe Mahama is there, and then it now begins. It will do the whole loading and all because it's the first time it's being turned on. I mean, and to all our regional managers, as you go to the warehouse to pick the numbers for your region, each laptop comes with a digital locker. So make sure you pick the locker along, and even to the university campuses as well. And to the young men and women we've recruited at 130, it's your responsibility to work with your MPs and your chief executives to make sure that the security of these devices are kept. We can track anybody who picks them up, but the issue is we don't even want anybody to pick them up in the first place. So let's take the step. So basically, it's now, like when you buy a new laptop, it's now being set up, but basically...
Way and throw. One say computer no kura guna ni mase. One say computer no kura na nya juma. Or see that be this is the first time I on computer into enso. Ntroning kontompo. And troning kontompo, you see the end. The end story of this 1 million one coding program say the NDC is a katafra. They are lying, they lied for power, they are in power, and they are still lying. Because yati a testimony of a boy or will say that sentence no musi o mo bie na enye no kore eye kakra bi no mo bie computer bia ni ho ya sebo yento aso na yebreko yento aso well Samobeka ya before NDC came in power, they had a lot of things to say about nursing and teachers. Eura John Darigat Ramani Mahama kama yeti asese. Or no dear. Si a man be president. What he's going to do is say he will make sure say obibi obe school bia a call nursing training. Now obe school no dear. Or the system being by a friend automatic posting. And a nurse for no a budget so a more budget so bo one some I must say alawane yaje na so yen to me body ma dey asem na asie ne asem asie ne say the same NDC aba bonten aba beto abonten say the omo be fan nurses the omo akoya adwuma for free. Tiye pa omo si uye nurse ni na utifia after they insulted the nurse omo your cortis odi omo your cortis omo nka no kre omo ye nkontompo fo Omo keka nsɛm ahodo di gu omo so di omo atem eka de omo pe nyina akire wo mu ye no. And then the same party is back say they want to employ the nurses on voluntary. As a trainer say for free, but yeah, juma for free. Adentia. Omo pese John Mahama prime healthcare policy no and maintain it and sustain it. And if they can sustain it there, omo pegana for necessary. Omo mekwa koye juma for free. Listen to me carefully. We told Ghanaians not to vote for these guys. Now, Papa Panini way. Papa Panini way Timbe Jinabo and Tenka Trigana for said they are going to recruit nurses on voluntary. Now, Bra no moti opposition no. Nsema no mo kan fa nurse for ho e bi ni. Ene de mo kan fa nurse for ho abra omo aba omo banya power. Enti
Bia se na ho no ye no se ye wie school health professionals ni wie school obefa wonom amomanya adwuma aye inti obi a opese ko nursing training de ene e wo se wo ye 24-hour campaign ma aban we 24 hours ni kan say wo da because what it means is that anyone so betwa.
A few moments later,
enye by force owie nurse adwuma sasa wo se wo nya adwuma da obi enkum
I think that we have over-pampered nurses. We have over-pampered doctors in this country. Elsewhere, doctors are the most useless people you can ever find. Elsewhere, nurses are the most useless people you can ever find.
They are protecting their own. Even we got teachers for almost yes, teacher ni ye bibi na ubeka they are doing protective mechanism. We mo nye Christo for, mo nye Muslimi for, mo nye dangerous people. Ghana Nurses Association, national teachers, whatever dangerous societies. Oma forming wa Ghana occultic groups. Omo di supporting bad this. Me na mi kaye. Teachers is supporting teachers or ye wrong crumb be supporting no. So some groups, you know, association of this occultic associations because group a good grouper. You are not you did not form a group to support your people. You formed a group to make sure that you protect people so that omu help ya omu dibeba sa association no so but enye sa na association Ghana association sa omu for abone so to protect bad people in their midst. Do you understand?
Enti omudidi anese fo atem ni wie ye na omunim so omode omunsa hihye omuanum no omo se sen eni omo no omuanum no ene the new policy of the NDC ne say come and work as a nurse for free. Listen to this video. Don't get shocked. A rare power. And then the nurse for me juma for free. Listen.
Also start the process of the volunteer recruitment that the minister has also been talking about. So you also start that process. The volunteer recruitment will involve most of the health professional, but basically you look at the nurse assistant preventive first, and then you look at other assistants that will help. These volunteers will be given some stipends, and then they will also be considered. They will be given some priority when we are going to do the nurse recruitment. This year, the recruitment of volunteers will cover over 6,000 prospective professionals who completed school from 2022 to date. So the 2021 batch that we are currently recruiting will not be patched. The one that you see currently, you know, for the nurses, we concentrate only on 2021 batch. And then we have recruited some, we are waiting to do the others. So they will not be part of the voluntary process.
Yes, and this is by Juma for free. Or say they are targeting 6,000 people. 6,000 nurses Juma for free. Voluntary recruitment. Voluntary recruitment. A volunteer. Hey, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We na yese fata o. We na yese. We nso na ye fata. Ya na ekoto yaba. Ya na yenya sunsusan. We wanted to vote because they said, say, they were coming to give us what we have never seen. Nurses were promised of what? Automatic posting. And then me about me hear him na bisa say, enti automatic posting system no. And anyway na automatic system of posting nurse. And then the brand be adwuma for free na. Maybe I don't think say that is the meaning of automatic posting. But the reality of the fact is say these guys, you know, in 2024, they had a kind of mentality be say either we want or we don't want, they must lead us. That nobody else should lead us. Yewura Mahama is not a new person in Ghana politics. He has been to every level of political steps. So he knew very well and he knew the dynamics of governing Ghana. So everything he said and he endorsed on his campaign time, he must to be held accountable for that. Because he has been a president before. He has been a vice president before. He has been a minister before. And he has even been an assemblyman before. So he knew every level of Ghana politics, how it works. So if he promised when he was in opposition, it means he knows how to achieve that. That is why we are holding him accountable to do what he promised to do. How can automatic posting tend to be voluntary recruitment? It's not acceptable. You see, men are marked by their words. As some of them free were no. So as some no, and a year then, yet the children will soon know buying any dear way, any dear way. When no mukasa and Eddie who will soon know buying. When no mukasa and Eddie boo who are content. Yewura Mahama has shown credit, say he is somebody you can never trust. Yewura Mahama may who say he is someone that you should never and never trust him. Or can't you say reform? Or can't you say now restaurant? When you baba was near boo boo nine, now go to do now the because he has never stick to his words. Yewura Mahama on he has never been on his toes on his own words. Or can't some ne or chinabeba no can't some fufro with confidence. Etienne, you see about a voluntary recruitment for nurses and doctors and midwives. Nurse for na moji alawana amount kotwaba. Nurse for na mote hospital na mo ye campaign DTMP be buying. Because now the system be about to me mokro no ene mwakatua monsanka mo ana moko training college to be a nurse mo se mo nto abaman ampipi no mo nya adwuma na moye mo betena fie saa because sabre we anka finally Ghana my ayi ne ho afiri COVID man ka ban betumi ahya ase create situations bi ama nyuma ba man no. The NDC is afraid to manage the economy alone. These are the incompetent people that we ourselves we worked out to bring them in just to come and show incompetency. And to a Ghana nurse in here. Na wunya juma nya mesrewa se bo modern bo ho modern Bow homodene. Nakope voluntary nursing work yet. Enyujua wabedidi ewo mifie. Ehwa na obeti wasum. Yento asuna yenko yanim on the next topic. Mama kan comments kakra. Yeah. Yewia Gabo say the NDC is misleading Ghanaians that they have left IMF, but it is a lie. They have not even made the last payment. Today, some judge told us that he is doing a coding program and took $2 million. But the program is free program from Google. So what you? Me boss video no. Me ba mo video no. Dollar say don't vote for the people who did not campaign for Dr. Bawumia in the flag bearer race to become the national chairman. Hey, where there? Campaign indirectly power na wo ye yo. Who to me is winning. Oh, and a justice Opokwajiman say asemo. Mimi Anthony so say hi. Mimi Anthony me mwako abapa. And I remember Mimi Kuma say your president that used to be a connection man. What do you guys expect from him? Into Shemu president. Abusian for Yanto aso na yenko yanim. Yanto aso na yenko yanim. Let me go back to Sam George. Na yemona chi 10 minutes bi. Ewi ana ko IMF for so ensem no so. Abusian message we am kan kire wo ha yi. Yewi George Gap Media and a tray. Or see ene Sam George can kire the committee the public committee say or yeah 1 million coding program bia or the $2 million and a coshame. Ya bo video na tremo but be a nipa wako register ne ho ne personal experience wa be kan dia kire. Abuja meso say like video na share ma me subscribe to the channel na be kan busu ko no so we subscribe ya na o don sa bo akoma no so na video no promote me da sepa. Edi kan bo video akira boy na be kan kire say program no mo ye no e go for program free no mo ye so Sam George ene or say was spending $2 million for that program. Now video bi o haya me be bo akire o ya maame apena asare the finance ministry committee in parliament. I was also a member of the public hearing committee no. It put Sam George on uncomfortable position because of some of this money, this $2 million issue. Now I want you to listen to me say unti video way. The arrogance in Sam George, even though he has committed what them call a crime, no, he was still what? Arrogant. What did your video way?
Are about making profits, and those profits they paid to you over 8 years at the finance ministry as corporate taxes. Policy decision and policy leadership ought to make sure that we took steps to protect the customer. And I'm saying that we, under this reset agenda and under a responsible government, have done so. Minister, no, Honorable, I'm also a member of Parliament. Don't do this. Minister, please. I am on the floor, Minister, Honorable. I understand. Let me make my point. No, you won't heckle me. Don't play sentiment. But we beg them until and unless policy decision is made. Honorable, you need to rein in the honorable member. She's being unruly. No, you're being unruly, please. This is unbecoming of a member of Parliament, please. Minister, listen, you don't have the floor. No, I have the floor. No, you have asked me a question. I have the floor. You will let me answer the question. Minister, no, you will let me answer the question. No, you won't do that, Abina. You won't do that today. Let me finish. Minister, respect me. Let me finish. This is our committee. No, you don't tell us what you want to do. But you've not brought me here to talk down on me as well. Nobody's doing that. No, I listen to you. Minister, go on. You will listen to me as well. Respectfully. We have asked them to roll out. We have asked them. Respect me, can you turn off your mic? Give me the floor, please. Minister. Minister. Honorable, don't do this. This is our committee. Minister, respect me, I understand. So if it's your committee, then don't invite us. But if you invite us, you ask us a question. Minister, so if you ask us a question, you listen to us as well. Minister, it's not a monologue. Respectfully. So respectfully, let me land. You will let you land. Just a minute. Minister, respectfully, let you land. the same
Minister, we are not coming to repeat anything. We speculate, please. When you come here and we address issues, it is not that we want to take anybody down. Never. We go, you and I, we go beyond this. We go beyond this. It is not that we want to take anybody down. But Minister, the situation is serious. And that is all the sentiment I'm trying to carry across.
And that's the point I'm making. We've given a policy direction in January. On the back of our policy direction, MTN is rolling out 800 new sites. Telecel is rolling out 350 new sites. Between those two companies, you see 1,150 new sites. However, that's why I said to you that this is engineering and not sentiment. When you ask an MNO to roll out a new site, there are steps that have to be taken. First and foremost, you need to do the acquisition of the site. Then you need to then make the requisition for the radio equipment and the cell site. Those are not things that are, for want of a better phrase, in a supermarket that you just go and buy. You place an order with an OEM. The regulator, the NTA, is going through this process. Most of the MNOs are receiving their BTA devices between July and August. So yes, we have made the request. We have asked them to take the steps. They have taken the steps. But it takes time for the equipment to arrive in the country. And when the equipment arrives and they roll out the improvement, you would see the improvement in the network. But we cannot sit here. After 10 years of failing to take action, someone is taking action, and then you say that you want to see it as quickly as possible.
How many of the sites are they building this year?
This year, MTN is doing 800 new sites.
Okay.
Telecel is doing 350 new sites.
Okay.
So we're looking at 1,150 new sites this year. And I'm saying to you that over the last 10 years, from 2016,
yes,
the average has been 223 sites per year. And so if this year we are doing 1,150, we are doing a 500% increase to try and cover. And that's why I'm saying that, yes, we all go through the challenge. But I'm saying to you that you cannot will some of these things into being with a snap of a finger. It takes time. And so I'm saying that we gave that order in the first quarter of this year.
Minister.
It will take about 3 to 6 months. I am confident that by the end of Q3 going into Q4, we would see a remarkable improvement in the network.
Push through for Ministry of Finance to pay, then we all have a big problem in this country. We all have a big problem in this country. If this is how the payments were effected, we all have a big problem.
Who makes the payment on behalf of the ministry against my ministry's votes. And so that's why I'm saying that this 10.9 could not have been paid from any other source except through the Ministry of Finance,
yes,
which was done.
You know, that is what everybody comes to say here. But I'm saying that definitely it's initiated from the Ministry of Communications. And that is why I am asking, there should be some level of evidence for Ministry of Communications to initiate these amounts from their ministry to the Ministry of Finance.
Madam Chair.
You know, we work with the gift miss, and with these things you need to attach documents. Finance Director, do you just get up and bring letters to Ministry of Finance to pay? Definitely you would come with supporting documents. You heard the Ministry of Sports just leave here, and they had to confess that for one reason or the other they were waiting for evidence that did not come, and then straight away they sent it to Ministry of Finance, and the auditors flagged it. So I'm asking, there was no evidence of work done, there was nothing, and then this was pushed through for Ministry of Finance to pay. Then we all have a big problem in this country.
That is it. And to say some George, the arrogance in him. What did Bonnie ye pa? What in a what dino? And what dinner? Koshini. Or your corruption till him said a whole bound, you know. Your friend the public committee were jack. On one case, I want to show them to Odin throw their penten temodania free home. Because the coding program issue, no, ebeba bontain, it is coming. And the papaya better public committee and nimna ye bisana sema Odin throw. Ojan kontompo. Promise and promise. Promise over promise. Crofo ya promising ni pass so they are empowered, they are promising. and now see a man 3 months. Sika mo atua bia ɛho adwuma enipa behu. Yen kɔ ba bia haya na etie. Yen kɔ ba bia haya na etie. Yen free ho na ne arrogance in him. Say omunipa akwane munipa Sam George omunipa. Mimi who Ghana ni bi oye this type of human being. Say enipa omunipa dasani. Na nipa kasa de ho a o show this kind of yen can say superiority be ewo nipa so. Me who Ghana ni amanyo ni bi oye ade bi etisa. I just say Sam George. Because the alata life, alata way of living no ewo ni mu. Me amba na akua afro me mo akwa baba. Alata for suban no ewo Sam George mu pa. Because oyalata ni. Eti obokro no kura na wuchi na, he will still have a wide mouth to cover you. Abusia, every ministry, before you do any payment to any procurement, bia waye biano, you the minister, you must to assure say adwuma na wo de ma sa nipa no waye ansa na wo minister no wa ma kwanya say yes, minister of finance, go ahead and pay this person. Sam George are not the opposition and na no den na no den no ene Sam George ani so 10.9 million Ghana cedis. Okwa kutua de ama company adwuma ye de ma company no wanyo bisa won se sika na ekọ he ene na ye bisa na ho asem a na no den twa da pa di nipa tem adwuma na ye no enye emotion eye mechanics adwuma na ye na yese okoto nsuo wo supermarket. Such a rude way of talking, and this man wants to be called a minister. Ye champoa nkasa you can see Ochampoa. The man is actually insulting directly to his own colleague. Abuse of power, arrogance. This guy is a buller or a bull. Say, yam uye minister. What order Juma? A 10.9 million. Say yo mame sika anao papa sika enka will you go ahead and pay abra wonko he say juma na ye de ma won waya omo aye na asem we abeto na ye kan ye bisa ho question instead of you to concentrate as a human being no reason to say nipa no this stupid man is reason like an NDC human being adwene no ya to baby and ye politics know what them call logic in whatever they do. Stupidity at the highest level. Who born dog? Who is Sam George? I was continuing anything. Chrono no dia Bogana for dia ye. Chrono a friend chrono and a Sam George ya board dia ye ne on na man one man batiso. Ye can nana no den o mani panka or tinipa consul tiem twampoa edidi atem. Na ekoyana ye baye akanfo pa ye koyana ye baye ena alatani ne free ni man mu bedi ye nso twitwa ye mpo aka de opede a kire ye chiminkwa the highest level chiminkwa there is no plan in whatever he says otuate wadi nkwase asem na we ye na a issue of kickback o koje o chefa. So you needed the money earlier than the job. Ya chill to na ye can o se ma yenka aden Sam George. Sam George. When we say entroni nkontompo utwa ya udinya tumi no. Tumi na memere. Tumi na chichire. Untumi ni tumi no mani ye. Because you were not prepared for. You were not prepared for. And everything is credit showed and say you were not prepared for that position as Minister of Communication. It is evident. It is really evident. I'm married to industrious woman, and then I'll tell you, industrious woman, Juma, and you are not working. You are not doing the good things for the people. The right thing that you have to do, no, you are not thinking about it. You are actually thinking about how you can enrich yourself by stealing through uncontrolled contract. Sam, what you found, brother? You be what pa? You be what to say be? You be what ma ukura ankasa no? You do young kwanya wa ankasa obesi yedi. Yentu aso yenko yedi kakrada eha efiemu eya yeshi. Ayentu aso. Abusia. And this for si dum so ni ho. Ene public committee bam na dum so no achiwo where. I no doom so way for just for the mimics. Now ye koya nim way it was just for the mimics. Ye koya nim. At the end this for say doom so ni hwa and then Parliament ho moti hwa na point light na tuko. Also about the catch say doom so any ho. Doom so ho pa. Doom so ho. Me body ma. Me be can sim bi actually we are na ya boy with them in the IMF issue. Ghana for. I want every Ghanaian to listen to me very well on this issue that I'm coming to talk about. Woman fan to a team. A buy be anywhere. Obe to me a cretin, Yuma. I'm a Ghana for Nina. And yet, Jumaye. A buying any employment agency. On my way we are seeing now, every country that you go, Juma oho. Se wo Ghana na se mo ya making, se wo si engineer, frewunya awa bruche na bisa se na Juma oye. Na Juma wura ene hwan na on kan kire. In every country, omo si Juma oho piano. Sa country no mo komo adwuma wura fo no mo ye Ghana fo omo ye omanma fo omo nya aban omo ye individuals a omo ankasa omo di omo nyansa ne omo nimude e di bi enwuma e di fa enwuma ye fo etua wonka e ma osentia tax e de ma aban. In fact, you don't another danko akufo ado kan ye say yes, a human ni Ghana my mo. It is a human ni Ghana my mo dear. Dear na buying betumia ye betumia boama numa abo minum because a numa wa Ghana buying and the managing no. Meka ensuo electricity. Hospitals, health center and as for. Okowa eye kankwa. Offend saying ECG last year Ghana buying a boka $8 billion and a boka. And yet last year every year a month for a mine boka in this agencies are ye CEO for moye politicians or muguho our money or munkro for bokro no. Eye Ghana buying na sanjeje to ekutua wonka edema won. So the best thing is to privatize all those things. Privatize them. Yemfama nkura for na mu manage. But nanado the PDS buyer and this for say a scam. Yemfa no to nchene nkoyani. But because Nanado knew that, or the policy be by a one district, one factory, the agenda of that one district, one factory was to encourage the individuals, the private sector, to create more employment. That is all what was it about one district, one factory. Say a buying a bakery environment as an individual. Say o per se unkreti enyuma o ho be henha wo nwe sami jase mi mo akwaba na watimi bi adwuma no na watumi afa adwumayefo na wadwuma akoso na aban so age ne tax afiri. And this if was that be say what Ghana man mu na wonya adwuma nya a aban no ne fault because they say Ghana aban to me fa Ghana ni bia e wadwuma mu. And people before we are trying to explain to Ghanaians say sansem na omo kano eye propaganda eye hurutrada. There is no sense in it, but people did not understand what we wanted to tell them. Nanado kept on SCC Ebuama individuals, Ebia de machines, or instrument or the Bayajma or factory, would if a brochire bar would do portois, Joe tax, now one. I believe, say, there was some incentive, binom so in your first 2 or 3 years of operation. There were all this sort of incentive for to support what the private sector to be the leader of creation of job. Said the Riasia man saying in Ikoso. And this if was Dabi. Until government create his own factory. Now best is Ankrofoko gum. And then she said a bina boama numa bominum. What a shambolic ways of thinking. So the NDC started singing some song. Nancy best singing almost song. Nana do na ma dwene papa na da ne timuntino. Look at some of the things that he did. Creation of job with the private sector. Consuming the local made products. And money na asefo ayeto nyina, yedua nyina. Na ye yusu school ema school for onkranya aduane di na akuafo so omobotom aye omo de enti area baabi ti se hohoi a na ye dom mo wo ho aye nim se ho ye nwuram aye nam sa so tu dom mo wo ho aye ko yi enti no na na do sheda ma ye kosi ekobo a individual bi ema ye si a rice factory si ho se de be ya omo dom mo nyina ho yo me ka samor kukujo tabra kwakwasi ampanyini the side ho. Nanado was able to support an individual to build a factory for rice. Said the beya yakotia mono ba yebetimia process na ya keep no na ya timia maintain no na ya tumia ton na aban so chi anya bi ato e de am school for adi e wo school. Video no near here.
Enable Youth Rice Factory. This is it. Located at Hohwe, Godon, just behind the Technology Solution Center. Hohwe told me after one district, one factory project. Let nobody lie to you that MPP didn't do one district, one factory in Hohwe. I'm not going to blame me, but MPP or one district, one factory. Me have to let we go don't feel like you see it. Nakwe, LFimi, Technology Solution Center, I said it that some districts have more than one factories, and Howe was lucky to be one. This is it. Enable Youth Factory, 1D1F. This machine is for, I think, cleaning the paddy rice or so. I was there when it was, brought in here. One district, one factory. This place houses the machines for processing. This is, I think, a dryer. I was there when the youths were mobilized to help the Chinese man to install this dryer. One district, one factory. Ele Gudum, Hohwe. American Gabelo MPP me one deco. MPP to factory nami. One district, one factory. Enable Youth Project. menyabe factory kilo ole voter bete pedoche. Other districts in the Volta region have this. Some are into rice, some are into gari processing, some are into cassava processing. Yes, enable youth rice factory. This is ours in Hohwe. It is under the management of a private investor that I am aware of, that it has been given to a private investor to manage. Huge investment. Let nobody lie to you that MPP didn't do anything for the people of Volta or Hohwe. This huge investment is not small money. One district, one factory project. This is what will bring the industrialization. And look at 24-hour economy like a vehicle. This is not a slogan, a physical project.
Yes. Until another year, say you way na say be ya ankra for no be to me. Akreti enyuma no mo for enyuma. But yanama ye kasa kire Ghana for say munti nsema ye wura ba omiaka. Monto aba man no mo bombe to this policies so be kreti enyuma ma amfo nya enyuma ye. The NDC was singing a song, almost song and almost singing anyway.
Our economy is a policy. It's a policy that it is going to make it very. The system will make it possible for you to run at a particular period in time. At a particular period in time, now another person will also go another period in time. Then it goes to Asusa, because in 24-hour economy, if there are teachers who are taught, you are teaching in the tertiary institution. Now, you have a lecture by 3 p.m. 3 p.m. By 7 p.m. you have closed. Normal. There could also be another lecturer who can also take on from 3 p.m. and will end up by 7 p.m. and will end by 9 p.m. And also normal. Very good. But have we been after 9? After 9, we can still run it depending on the number of lecturers who have been accrued in the university. Lecturers need any problem to say students na question. Yes. And why? Yes. In the school, students are more question. It is not every student, every time that the students will have to go 24 hours and they will have to go in the night. It's possible, say, a lecturer could miss his lecture during the daytime for many reasons. So the cover up can be in a particular period in that evening. So that's not to say that the students will not rest. Okay. But there is still a door that is open for the lecturer who can still hold a lecture at a particular period of time.
Yes, and Tinanado born a home modern will create empower the people, the youth, to create and become owners of jobs. You know, this can I say? I don't know if I should call them innocent. These idiots, they were out there saying, say, they are coming to create 24-hour economy, 24-hour economy. Abusia, the 24-hour economy, no, and the AN Ghana Pan say it is creating 24-hour unemployment. Because Nanado did not talk about 24-hour economy. He spoke about creating jobs that will gradually develop to become continuous shift. Also, a teacher for you about 24-hour economy. A teacher for you about 24 hours economy, 24 hours a day. We are shifting. And I draw a man for the school. And then can you any what the light in hoy, what the crazy beku can you mako school da mako kosuade. And then the 24-hour economy has created unemployment 24 hours because akuyafo you must say. How can you create 24-hour economy if the prime materials are not produced? So we be create 24-hour economy, industrialization. Now we a raw materials ya ube process it. What the beko factory akoye hu adwuma I no mom never mind you my door so or my no. Only producers are. How can you create that 24-hour economy? That is a bullshit. That is a bullshit. And from 24-hour economy, we are now into unemployment economy. Amam for nyejuma, akuafo, me kasa akuafo atemiye. Enye akuafo koko for nkwa, aburo for nkwa. All the farmers are crying. And the cashew for more modo cashew. Ewo me side, they are all crying. They are all crying. And then they are meno kasei. Ghana akuafo mokodo koko. They were not paid, but season no, crop season no, asa yatum, but they are not paid. And everybody must to shut up. In quiet. Don't talk. Okase babecho. The 24-hour economy itself has tended to be unemployment 24 hours. Now the TM we in the video way, you flew an requirement for 4 months no so.
At the entire mirror, only very simple. Name of atwaso. Nikufie over the weekend. So we name group. A queance. When we queance ba.
Minim hobby brace.
Ufre queance. Now kotenchem so. Now kochinchenku. Now kwasari group. Now kokoti abwa. Now koshwaya mobo. Now ko ba ko nim nyansa. What I say, I know they all bet my boy. I'm so when you crew nevi. Mammy, because she a minianuma away in this year. Yero to Kunomo, Ediomo ye Jamaica Cocoa price no. Was true. Now, Sebi 2,500 no cry say a kufu ado 31 million or DJ no. Na mere hoy. Mi ankasa me wofa modas. Eye kuku jumani bi. Osi we chai. Kuku ejumano.
Ade.
Maybe you know the bottom man. Se me mfa mechire mo. Opa me de ne beto ko no so. Osi we jai. Ne bottom ni. Are ho semene se
bottom na koko body aman so fa koko ngum no.
Osi we jai. Osi me mfa mba.
Koko body ade nkoma.
Debi osi me meka nchire wo wia o de ba komom. Opese Ghana man nyina hu se onu modas we jai adwuma no. Ade ntia. Odomaku eno do kuku. Na kuku no crash mpontimi nto nti esidem. Esi ne warehouse kakra bia waye wo fie ene ne mako
kokoko no de ya beto ko na sika na bia ne ma
bi ne de no kra de crash ntu akanti ne de ne si fie ene mako si dem akronfo abawura warehouse wa areho semene se kronfo na wiya mako ne ko waja koko esi wo ene nti che se kronfo no wanhu koko mpo no wafa koko eni animonyam na mibusa se ne de na kronfo be fa mako eja koko ho
ekronfo ni passbook o ntimi ntonko
debi yesi koko no ade o ntimi nko fa ma koko kuya ni bi enko ton wa no debi se no de short one na de nko fo wi nko fo loko dan so da enton mame asemo ka ne se ene koko boto eye 4,000 Ghana ye friend say makoboto eye 4,000 Ghana koko nam 2,500 jo mahama makoko enimunyam abafom. Yes. Amakuku enimunyam abafom. Ye besre no season yi be kwa wie July. Yesre no season ne kwa wie ya ontoto niema. Eye ye bie season na around October. Kuku akuafo enye nidaso. Enomo tempenten kwa. Aton srepe areho. It is so sad how kuku akuafo ye treat this government. Free JB dankwa bresu yenti kuku so da John Mahama pe mampeni aden ye bodin semra eye ye bodin su tumra eye
meda simiri be ma Aaron asiedu
we ene ekoso ewo akuafo abrabom. People are crying. The one district one factor nkebetime the engine of 24-hour economy no enkrofo see they don't have time for you. They don't have time. They don't care about you. You are not their target. When your target here, they want to change your life. Inform. And to one district, one fat and the only way a buying to me abwa ama ajuma and who enyena ewo maimuno. One DC party said they don't care. And se wunye obi obetumi anya police adwuma ye eno so kura nsema nkoye nyesa wo nya kromfo nche won Unyo be a wako school. Unyo be a sabi wabusu and be NDC near. Obemo when you buy beer jina juma. Unka hobi. Because the factories in Ananka buying a boa or more come when the munirano. The NDC has collapsed them. More. Because a MPP policy say you maintain people will use that against the NDC, and for that reason you have to suffer. That is the new way of NDC. So the 24-hour economy has turned to be 24-hour unemployment economy. I don't know your team. To the sense say we are for creation. Nanka the second production team. The second production level. Almost check. How can you assist? Ye near form bet a new man. Am I a product na banama factory? What are you doing there? There is nothing to work on. This is what we have voted for, and this is what we are going to live in for another 2 years and 4 months. To the last topic. I was informed NDC for na mobo who say Hegrofo omo ho esere o. Omo na mobo who say finally omo afri IMF program. Mimi barima. Obi bi obeka sa akire obi anoboa enye nokore. The IMF program will end in what? In August 2026. And the IMF program, IMF program, it is still working. Ghana is running on IMF program today. August, and I was saying Kenya. But there is an issue. Issue abane say, Mekai Sebra Nanado na oye president. Ye free IMF program mu. Ebe ye nijesem pa. Because now finally the government can roll on many of his own policies. Ebe to make them koswo any ye yo abragana forma. Dear Nancy, Asema say NDC are buying 3 months to the end of the IMF program. No. NDC are buying Kubun Kotodri ewo IMF nsem say osra omo a mo nko. Omon say nizane another program. Na Ghana man ye ni achire. Barima. Kai hu say under IMF, the president, the government, whoever you are, the finance minister, onye hwio, ondwene o, wono IMF programmer, wono as a finance minister no, ondwene nye. Everything that you do in terms of expenditure piano, a idea IMF for na design a program e de aprel e na wudi so. It is only by exception. And another ne Dr. Bawumia, etumene IMF for kotena asidi nkomoma yetumeti asese Ghana government can even employ. In many of the cases, you cannot even employ at the public sector. Enti oman bi akwa ahuhiahia mu na okọ IMF for ensemo a eya na ya deponia everybody want to get out of it earlier. But me about what are we seeing? Because we have incompetence. Our monomulidi yamanintino. A yomu mom no one adan your money a beg IMF to remain. Why am I telling you this? The India maker we actually say. Una no one need us to say before what Juma yam foul. Yam forward Juma mobium. Because the IMF is still in the house and we cannot employ you. When I now just said the big push, IMF for him big push. And when I now just said with the big push, we are coming to create rules across the country. The IMF was going to be sticky on NDC on how they should spend. So that program too is not going to happen. Many of the majority promises are John Mahama promising in opposition. No. These IMF conditionalities does not allow them to proceed. It is in Kamahama and Nkrofo competent. And the out bailing of the IMF would have been a glory. Because from there, they can start managing the economy by themselves and they can involve the money to fulfill the promises that they promise. But what are we seeing? The year who and say John Mahama himself and Nkrofo no more try the they don't know nothing. So your numum and a say I'm for cat time. No money or support to and this manage the economy. Hey. Kwame Nkrumah can simply say the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. And this is for Nkrumahist. Almost all me Nkrumahist. So more I believe in the ideology of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. But the same NDC is betraying the Kwame Nkrumah that they believe in. Because Kwame Nkrumah said, Nipatun sube to me ayedeng. Amanage on one kasa nema. But and this is 40 trend anima Dr. Kwame Nkrumah na nim. Ayi na masada sam na oken ni yansa nim. Nipatun to me here broni yansa otima ayede nema ye. And then your economy will remain in the hands of IMF. Yen to me nyahwe wo manum. Wo de tie video we ye wi na ye phone last na tum.
We should be asking the question strongly. Why not requesting for this? I think that confusion again cure. I think it's the Mutie Finance Minister press conference. Oh yeah, now IMF country manager no etin in China, mission chief etin in China. He was clear. Say the government of Ghana no and they approach IMF for a new policy. CFA end August, even though the press conference also made it appear so you're free more there be free more August. Although I want a 3-month extension now. Maybe August 2026 year was a fear you me. Now and if year and I won't enter into the policy coordination instrument and now you don't come on. And I think that we should also state it clear. Say a year or minor. And I requested from the IMF say we would want another policy coordination instrument program after the ECF has expired and has matured. Okay. But then the question now will be Busano. Question is I think this whole PCI we have over a premature. Okay. Premature because you're free IMF 2019. Brana honorable senior minister Osafumafo Nabona Akufo-Addo government. So His Excellency President Akufo-Addo abembo no no. Obeka na ye fan is nka ye nko IMF nsemu bi. Yes. It's answer the IMF itself has some fiscal strains at the Mao government. Who draw a manifesto and I will born contemporary political party or candidate who IMF policies in with him. But when the IMF policies are in town, restricted. It doesn't allow you to aggressively embark on some projects. And if we're going to run this country also in that sense of we'll also not go for some of the quantum leap projects. And when you look at the global situation, Dr. all these countries are around their countries on debt. Debt is that bad. It has to be sustainable, but we can't also have the IMF around such that 133 the 24-hour economy and buying aggressive pursuing aggressively. IMF would not allow you to overly spend in some of these projects. More of to say maybe a big push. big push if by third year or income competes strongly with debt payments, or debt maturity payments. Now, IMF will not allow you to aggressively pursue your infrastructure projects. But the economy has to be run. The country has also to be run. And I was thinking, Kamen Kudia, and Kayema break a crana or minor and healing from the IMF. There's a study I was previewing last week, and across the world, there seem to be some concerns that IMF policies do not allow governments to embark on a lot of strong poor interventions. Liberating poverty. The big one is a IMF program. Now you're my own funny power. And you are a bit restrained, even recruiting in quasi government agencies. Now, saying under this the IMF program, Dr. Baumiani, Akufo-Addo Aban, Ekofaba, and they finally said they had some sort of breathing space with this. But the traditional IMF programs, it's a very restrictive program on even recruitment. I was thinking, you be free ECF no and kebema your home break akrana. I run the economy. Also, Nanka, yet made the prove it. I think that the finance minister in a group no doubt to say the economy has turned the corner, achieving great strides. Figures the exchange rate has been stabilized. Reserve foreign reserve almost 5 months import cover. The target was 3 months. Yet the 2 months account, which is not it's an important feat. If it is inflation, yet free from 54 and 2022 now about another call 23% by December 2024. Now about who funds so more what is why I pin 3% and I can say I think Zenanka, we have earned some good accolades. We should be confident of what we have achieved to go to the market and prove to the market, say, this is Ghana, this is what we've achieved, even though with IMF, and we want to test the market without IMF. I think we are making an impression, say, who knew what they are thing. And maybe unless that's the situation now, the government of the day, the economists, the advisors, our economic table, say, figures now question mark be down to careful how we approach the market. Let's keep the IMF on the table to give us credibility. I think that is the but in the global politics situation, IMF the honor the Jumano ye chairman of it. And
yes, in terms of so a lack of recurrence. Come Cassidy show. Reckless mean to me came in some more quaba. Abakra. I'm more quaba pa. Well, I don't know what you want to say. And tell us what in a year, the issue is hot. Ghana Apan cannot manage the affairs of the country by itself. Then you say, my artificial, ama inflation above form, dollar boako form, but still, the economy is not in a good shape. Because Obibia, why year Juma, when I'm for year Juma, ama, yes, sure say your economy is in a good shape, you will never run again and ask IMF to remain with you. And the catcher must say, single digit inflation, and it's $1 to CD rate artificial. Temase, a binary Kasakura name say artificial. It does not sound good. So he cannot run the economy. Abusiam for me, the mano, ebesiha. Meeting any Ras Media on Ras Media GH on Facebook, on TikTok, and on YouTube. Meso say like video no mame, na share mame. Comment and so na me who and can comment and famao. Unsubscribe also and was subscribe. Maybe a full lies na tum. Also to me friend. Na watch the wadre. Kama. Na ye koyenim. Yeah, maybe a full lies na to me free sabri kobiano. Also to me friend. Na watch the wadre. Na bibi ake kantum. Yeah, ye be them. Ye try your next call. Call us. Mama 9 more 2. Yeah. Firebrand. Mama, you what? The trade group na call us no sir. So I think say you will be the first one. Now, while we are waiting for a call, no, Papa will swear.
Before you came into power.
Before we came into power.
Okay.
When we came into power. In fact, it was on the day that the oral report was being handed over to me that he mentioned the figure.
Correct.
The 20.1 billion. But of course, that figure was based upon his own calculation of, the sums that were involved. So, for instance, if you take, you take, let's say, drip, all right, the figure involved there is over $100 and something million, right? When you take the value of lands that were, allegedly looted, the estimate the land in cantonments is what, 500,000 a plot.
Yeah.
So what he did was basically a back of the envelope type of calculation, and that is the figure that he put out. Now he has put a heavy load on my head because now everyone expects me to bring in, 20 billion. Yes, but
is that the case from where you sit?
No, from where I sit. From where I sit, it may be up to 20 billion. It may be up to 20 billion if you take what the funds we are tracing offshore, into account, because a lot of money is.
Jumadie kese a woyɛ ɛde aboa MPP no na mbɛboa ma bi bia wahwere bia wasaka amen sese na kopɔ nka ho no bɔ ho bae ade be yim siwo yare nkwanhyia mpetuwo ntwate so de etwa nyina mo Yesu Kristo din mo amen ɛwade mo ho bae na bia wahwere bia nso se de aka no nyɛ ma eri ka me kyɛm nua ba Esther na me nhyira no na me mo ho bae ɔne na busua ɛwade de wɔde na akoma so bia ɛwade nyɛ ma no nse nya kopɔ ba yama ye toso aye enua abronye se nya kopɔ nhyira bambo ane ahoden e de ma no de me kan se yona koda pata na yem no obo mpaye no na kopɔ tie no e yi ni betu kokoso emsa bonye etuma pa o ye no nti o watamfo de enso nya kopɔ nka no no mo no bae na wo nyini mfiri sa so hwe a owo mu no se wo de item yare de nse beba onyankopon na kasa na ebo doctor fo enso omodun kaboba enso sa yare mpempem no ewade enka bronye ho no sa na yare embaye na afi so onyini mfiri sa wo hae mo nimse nyame beye se waye bi dada de toso nso ne doctor bawumia se nyankopon hira na dom e de ma no ewade nka no no mo no ho bae am se bre no kakra bi na so ankunimdie no ene dia the doctor ye bom pa ye ma dachi bia no so ye waka no se the NDC fo no ye se di mu asem ne nkwasa asem a mo ye no oba anya se so be jeje o mo jeje mu e so be bre yin se de waka na bebem ana de toso nso ye e ma wontumi ono so ye ni so nyankopon nsa e wade nka no ho na wonyini fisa amane ene nso hwa wo mu nyina mi se emre pem no yam be ni nyina na oye wie so ade aseda ama no na me ba masem so no mi se NDC fo no mo ye nipa bi asedi atoro e so mo pani no mo di odi animu no onka no kwe anye ma wo ka ye nyina no e teacher fo nurse fo de o ka se bo sha wo se nyina no ne bo sha wo se ye bie ni ho a do mo ma odi so na o fi se e wi aso ni nyina ye ne dia na won ka de bi na won ka fe se de sante he ka ye se emre ni nkaso di do mama emre ye ni nkaso o de office se tumi ni nyina ye wo dia ntie nan a wo betna so se wotwa afi ni bosumi nsia emre ne kwa na eko de bedru ho no wo ma wo busua wo nuanam de dru ho na se ye nso ye te takewa men koso na fe na ho lo ka se do mama e dru ho ma wo ba sheriff no minister of sports no On the dano, and here my fear to be. On more yen in an aquatic we say, of school, we when you do matter. And so on the dano. Ufia dance, no. The did that okay. And now, Baron, yes, and near Matrocano, and here catch all say. That's on a consequence, no. Only a bushia for who be face. So when I'm running, and my own quiet, won't me, intimate chihuahua, Uma, and who knew no bushia for no, you bet you all. And here come what a drama. Sabi, and so Usian answer. Now, bro, once a man, I mean, a book at Neza, I didn't know, yeah. And so a group, Merino, Naco it to me, and I'm betting it to me also. So your mamma so more yet now Mugana for. Now say, they say, oh, to me, and to the open abaya. It didn't come to the idea of Yamina. Now what measure bo, nurse of what other woman, what other cocoa a year for, Opa pumping for Opa, they come besides your mamma, Opa, do go da. Workers and what to go da, when you see the sea go. When you see the city go. With me, the Yansa quiet and then that the chrono, a boo a queer for. Dear Nanado Bay, you know, it will be a mood, dear. So on track grass that, no mamma, what track grass that. A mood, dear, a moon bayana and no mother panel, yet in turn try it for the bush here. Then he pet yet himself, Sebi will be our bottom. Then he panel could trust him to buy in Abekufia. Was me this come, men croft was a moncoto money being free. Amano, Emra, no meton. Naquia for the and Canaquia Quenino. Say boy on your mobile. A queer for Omonyampo. Would that carcass you know you don't know ma again a queenie pen or was or ego. And yes, our chance. No bro and more any a dear more being an woman in I academ. No, we are so deep on this side, mamma. Or you would didn't know your comfort. Mamma, you own your kind of bread. Between was soon papa or Cassano was the man for officer or yeah, even when you perform or you have been so a kind of great. Robico, they didn't comfort them. Oh, my quiet, a my child, they didn't comfort them. Would you be echo come as much machino? Yet, I'm very focused. Or before near to Tachiden or before Cassie, you must far. Catchiden for before a cane. And so, I should then the 2 year more into before Balwahunda. Now they were what did in another. At him did it about me, what we catch another says, stop it. Now they will become each other. I will say, watching at the whole channel. Never go south of mamma. O chrono, one boy, papa, the neta when you are palm chromata, oh, papa, and you're the neta. Over power on your crop. So on the attitude. What make us want to be near my home? Now watch that boy yet, Abronia or Yare would not tune where you will need, and I will just say, now they are at the whole channel, see the bus shall from a bedroom, the bed when you pay. My corner about being so bad. If you say, your mamma in your mouth in a gun, or officer, yet give and next time a port. And near my dear coin, I was 24, oh yeah, 24 hours. They say container and intimate container. The container and intimate container. Put to me in some fact, let die at the coin, I would mean. Last container me, which 1 billion, and this is a 3 billion. And then when I said I'm a cotton, my top container, I have 750. 7,500. Container and qua, as an amount to go. One babu load. Who could do Ghana so I do things so I put channel. Then you must say my tongue of free. The Ghana for Nakasani are sorting. Dr. Kai, or was a container on a bar. 100,000, 100 million, and which 100 million, 40 feet. 100 million, what you are now, what's for container. And then, Mama, container in a capot into mini container. Now, go for us, open my mom one, I say, you know. I hear fun of a boy saying, I hear no one be a told me, I don't know no more. Now, you come for you, for a meme within his hand. A bebo. Then, but that should be pleased. So, Mamma, quiet. I'm so much of my mature, for watching it now. Yamin be out.
Yamin council that. And also, I say, way a Yemia or say Anthony, I. Yemia say Anthony, oh, Pele da papa, the muet, then Italian mate, good leather pa, and noir, and Tony May Enterprise, our Cantamanto. Yet to us near for course, Yamfre Yamame, the fire brand, the intio, the war, Edema ne. Say, Sam George, one summer by dear, but be a there. Mami ya mwakwaba. Pasha ya pa na nso e.
Yes, so I don't be able to come here with your phone. It's a Bluetooth to me into one.
Dabi ya tu nkan ye pa, ya tu nkan me ba be connect o. Ya tu nkan ye. Ya.
Okay.
Ya tu nkan, ubetumi akasa.
Oh, it's a man for me here with your phone na. To see the way or man called dear immortal palm. My boxes. Yeah, na me tired near my chairman for a charity near there. My boxes bear me inside. It's here the way Anthony my David. Anthony came, me slow pass boxes because some before her door to door. Yan charge one, then near almost about £600.
Wow.
So what you say? Wow. Oh. Now, and so can corner and corner the more mokra show for the book and near my wing and be free at the account one.
Yeah.
Me te yawa o komunase MPP and NDC by say omo be say Ghana phone for the past a week matina sia eto be a me na mana me kasa nya say maboda mu just the think of sankrofo we no it baffles my mind say and che bia na na ado ne Dr. Mahmoud Baumia free abemu na me just say to see the way Mahamadi Oman Kono, me suspect most of Ghanaians want the way Ananado Amamu no Musian and Samla back. So,
yeah, of course.
Because and I said, no, me can will show this to say. One will said MPP have a manner. We are not talking about almost suit, almost tie, any almost shoes, and now almost Colombia, almost digu. No, we're not saying that. When we talk about MPP have a manner, they sat down as the leaders. They come together, put their head together. So what you say? At the back, and some boom, they vote on it. How it would be good for Ghanaians. I bet you will be also. Can NDC do that?
No.
Because they're full of arrogant and I love that woman so much. Me penasem on your NDC. Na nyese bia or your juma was stood high. I chest some judge say, who do you think you are talking to? Who do you think some judge don't respect him?
David,
I feel sorry for his wife. Because Papa, you have the benefit, you can appoint time, can posture, can dimmy na the way I know on the mamma no cracker. And at the moment now, will bad do anymore, no catam, in cap respect. The and lay down your own. Always are. Pasha said, you know, Sikasa. How can Mahama appoint some kind of arrogant like this? So only the communication. And that stupid idiot Mongo. To me, Cassetia, Yamami Baku free one. A slow to.
Yeah.
To me, the Mamia Tamama will be able to say, oh, Cronwa was some judge will bore mine. Yami, Sama for me to be so much Musana Yamia. The best me to manage your papa baby to a manajua, come to a manajo. Because with these few you pay 1.5 year pair, Nana to the doctor and money every penny for a free sono. Then your manners fire. Everywhere is dark, and the humans also are dark. We are doomed completely from these people. Naka enyani wo nanado emla ensio squatting a year near Pessy or IMF. Ah, papa, the better won't come home from public. She at MPP. But MPP managed to do everything well. Omo the omanka so mumfa a workers so still no me employ workers.
Yeah.
Still no mu tria workers. No. I didn't think this phone to me. Mr. Mafo. I didn't end this before. Omo to me be. Re so who na etikasi a we adwea. Ya men kase na panta na edino obre.
Yeah.
But enam say okuta wisdom ne onim nyansa no. Otumi di baako ni mienu kabom. Anana mo ka say Jesus no odi e bone wo cross no so. Jesus wo kum obi. Jesus okobo adwaman. Jesus okowie obi ade. Ana Jesus okodi adansinkunu mu. Ana Jesus abo obi krono ana wo ye fraud se de mahama ye. There be. But he took the pain. Now because want to mean resist so on Jirana. Oh yes, I did. Just because on himself it will come a time human will benefit from it. Sana nanado any doctor large mamudu baumia. Any MPP form penning for yet to two or pencil. Yet to two or pencil they sacrifice. How many times did the NDC have sacrificed for Ghana? Ghana for a yabona minimum thing for more.
Omoji double payment if possible.
Omo we have sika omo shamono no muji double salary no muji double salary omo obi to me de miensa obi to me kwade obi a yes tie no etumi edi ekoko di emusie ye obekọ na din ne bobobobo enso na omo din wo pego so ana me boa.
Yes, baby, it's very clear.
Then I Ghana for mu break to me see agesa because nipa na mo kofa buy no he has already told you that you have a short memory. See a dimatum say ya na ye mahama no me shana or your president to but onyu bia mami apart from the name of the first gentleman of the land no e dan so no so you use that no everywhere he's nobody or you waste of space. That is what I will tell him. You said, who separate the first gentleman and the president of Ghana everywhere. Not about naturally said, oh, Dibia Nanoswa, or you waste of space. Because with me, who say, a training and not a dog, our debate media document for Onibi, or ye selfishness, or ye greedy, of whom dear. Or ye person kumya or ya moya so and then the woman hammer. Nankasha Sam George, it is what to fear. No one said that Sam George, you can touch them, Mamia. Can he sleep? About me at that. Ye Mr. John Daragama Hammer said the way I need appointee our yet communicating
Minister.
Any of Babesia, Edina War, all and some way. What the problem, Mamma?
Yeah. What the bonnie so? Yes, what the answer? Huh? What the bonnie so?
Well, he cannot night and there is no proof of it. What did be to back up it? Or yaza? It is gonna be a yana a sorry prayer. What do say? Church of Christ, the Masolepa. But me shuffle, ya dear be a me real shit that. The be a me
no so for Siama.
Yes. Why said that you Anya Bibisa, but who should be piano? He acted MPP so badly. And one did thank you at the man crowfoway and then shuffle. A book in Amusimo, a book Abusim. Can you live with that? Can you live the way the citizens are suffering? Can you live with the pain they are going through? We are so for Mutu Manuma, Musapo Mahama. A man by who you were Hene, who presenting Uncle Pong, who presented, who are judges, so who start presenting Uncle Pong. Our land now over you no. Can you guys sleep with it? Can you live the way the pain the Ghanaians are going through? Can you live with it? And now my for me because Omani ye the same penny phone some say Muna mako school muna mu wa adwene mo show man so mo fa niema ye to me your sister apply epa alkostro Montuzara because ya can say be part na to so opanyini omwante from ana omwa ensi akonya so wo hu di akra na ko gina be poso na wo ye den open eti Ghana for the Omano Eshamunsa. You will be as Mahama is trying to destroy all the land of Ghana just because of gold. Now, that papa to say, Onye greedy na menka say, Onye moya na menka say, Opia Koko from Yana Namresoni woman, Koko manage a from. Said the penny for or Modibama Coco for San Mahama the Mustio Abagana, and to me, Coco Sicaso, and the Coco and Nimonyama Bafom, Amanaya Puto because why are they? But who go? A dear Nayasa, Mr. Mafu. And dear and Yasa. Now, Ghana for necessity wants to so. Not to meet now. Not to meet now what share. Be a be a movie squam allowance ye the mammo. Yet the mammo necessary for Mammy, I know what to a necessary a yin and native or no one can what to know. And you understand. And I'm not necessary for ya, but for more jaw all for to me.
Ellen, who do you uncle?
I'm a young put
I know.
What what can someone see Bradinia coupon and Crofo Send it, but I know this in
I'm this cinema.
Yeah, Radinia coupon. Eh, Mumma Sanko, Ghana for Mako for Musia the few. Mako, are you learning me become of Ghana for not? John Mahama told Demono. Ayampa, Musia dear. On say if we are the more year for your pneumonia, dear. So, Musia dear. Someone swear dear. The man for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Amba. Eh? Not 2028. Musa for yes, some phone. Echo Fasa is nipple, only nipple, Srebby, as I do mobile. And Guasia, eh? Move back Tom, Mamma, Rewam, Sunny Mahama Cafe. Move back to money, no, I can't Ghana. War back home. Some of the say, why you can't say, deal like you now, dear Mattia, so about Tom UCG, and I'm a boy.
Yeah, so about the private or any private. Yes.
So, over one I got to.
About no, Tom,
said you are book as that plant to buy now. Pay or take or pay. One more and next shot here. Hey, this is Uncle Fowie. They're full of demon spirits. Nothing. Relative, will hire you. Wahaya Yankasa, Wahaya. Wahaya. Now, what's some judge? Why you so cool, Billy? Why you say a bob Billy or bob stew or bob Billy? Shabema, the name na panta na jaw. A radina cosa. Who track AI from Kulawe coding? Eh? What warm coding? She as that, a Kulawe to me who said, Sanyama would change now for Google. Hey, radina copa. Hey, Mama Musama man, this is when it comes to propaganda, eh? And when it comes to criminality of propaganda, you can't beat them. You can't beat them, Mr. Mafu.
You can.
The Muya Zankasa. Now, it's me, Bissate. Nyamenya bo wo mo anase ye why wo mo free ntokuro bi mu anase abota bi mu ye be free o mu gu Ghana. Ha? Muamu mayo, muamu ma sometimes kwa de emfa de say ye bia ye be wu no ho anase ye na sefo betena ho enu onya kura bi ase kwose no ko fa ho dine de to ho say ye won ye busa ne birth certificate se no ntumi provide.
So ntumi fa mo de ba ne to
Hospital be kwa na ye wu no kura wo mkai. And for omo amamfrafo be fra Ghana mu enu mu di Ghana nya ena Ghana fo mpanifo no soso na besamafo ya mote wa enkomo be bua mabunu no soso no bebre sikastamunti ani brad kuru wo mo envelope no ahemfo de odi envelope se ne ntimam de odi bua se ne ntimam bibia ena o ma ko Ghana edia mani pakubi nipa bi atesa wo mo ye bibia kra wo politics ma eyeye ena o ma de Ghana atop silver platter so de ayede edia ma wo mo it is a fear obedient to me kasa me question is that what and this MPP managing no retain power, what is it gonna happen? Can they speak in public? Bibi Mr. Mafu.
People
can they come out and make a word and not to utter a word or 2 words or 3 words? Can they make it? Because to me, yes, I am say and share Ghana be good because I'm not running to a monument to form papa.
Yeah.
I'm not no even deep to my especially as often. It is a fear or mute no munkasano. They should keep quiet there. They should be silent. They shouldn't speak. Because that means you people are afraid of NDC. Unless you cannot near the mamono, no ma Ghana, Ediama, a muwapi, se or mamun kasamun kamanuntum. And you people were afraid of them. There's a MPP back, not to move to me, come on, dear. There won't be any Ghana again. Mr. Mafu passing with Betiname. The Dimisika Betuto. Pennyfo ya oba ye din na o ma mute na o to ho no any so kwa asofo na o mo tumi gina o mo dem ka say o mo church members in vote mama hama no with the grace of God if God gave MPP Ghana back to them not o mo tumi bi o ma no dia na me samafo there's something wrong somewhere.
Yeah, obviously.
Na me bom pa yen so say onyankopon ebe bie Ghana fo bie ni na omo hu ade na omo hu say yen fa ye hu to osopoto so wo kwa sori na apotna na osofo ka asam kyerɛw na wo tie sofo na it means that wo worship sofo no enye nyame na wo ye den wo worship no because you are controlled by the sofo no to be bia no wo wure ahye sofo no but ada sofo no ni ho no so wonu nyame ntam ye den ekwawa and what disrespect your brother so it me de se mu tie na na dwi a mo mama dwene enye adwuma mu ti na se mu kon no to no mo ma ne nya adwuma na mo nkwafa papa na your friend digital man Dr. Alad Mahmoud Bawumia de nyame or that anadu bia nyame grow ni brain cell no mo nkwafa ne mra because no your vice president to krano Mahama leadership yes is here all day and only that on the king who to say no your president but no your vice Nanadu gave him so much opportunity and he delivered it. It's Ghana for Mamun Sam Famun Saba Kono Akana Mahama Chanfrey Hono Mamun Fankoshe Mahama Numubim and the end this year Numubim because what the Koshawa or beg Gripon Sana Rinina because you say one more dear to see us Tano Murianina or more dear Betamo. And mono so mo de bachane ya mo so nyini Emono, Mususunye, and Sitire, and yeah, the amount the Brahma, you do go to be manual real. Because a power of the and near market to near the Brahma.
Would you know why you lay?
Would you know why you say, of ever? Now, ever. No answer will who drew ballot box man what you African.
I die, you know what?
And yeah, may catch that gun and it be a wooden young coupon to say. A true back na won't call Soriano pa. Now won't call as ballot box of one. One fire would them. Now who could do one young coupon making good decisions. Most of them are your Christopher, there be a come on your Christopher. You full of darkness because some forward or demonic spirit no at the say or sacrifice nipa and the nipa everybody nipa and do one cat as a kukuna and Danny Yamuna amana ye chan and what people near more moving of the also I yet chance a ball.
Yeah.
Why you chan because at the end Reno wait. Musumo mo pena kwa koto abam and what that damo jina the papa penyimu when to me better hoka say but me after na ha mamla ni enko debate and some four papa penyimu or catch Ghana for say I one debate one debate why no be debate but and the komotoma Dr. Mahmoud Bamia and Dr. Mahmoud Bamia and go you be. Why you shine say kapo bolejo oso be president ye twan bra ese adun katia ye twan wa wi woni e manyina wi fie die nyina wo ta wi wa wo die no so wo de wasesa wo ma de akotana brochire e na so de wo de amanfo de na yi musuo e di petumi e na akofa musuo mahama na ade ne bae oba ya na okum nipa motwe wo 15 nkura 16 omuso ko wuye emoja ne de magio maje ni e ka chem se 2028 nya de amobaji biem inshallah ya de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ye dey ya de ne ba esi edun katia ne ekoso awo ne gu yam ne ayimoja na omo twen no wo betwe ne nyina na abaye se bonga fresh e wo wo mpaso Mr. Mafo medasi nyame inshallah na mi betwa mo NDC mu nyina mo ka emo asa no cho before bye
mama ya mama Esther Kebari mana yetene kan an ha edaso ya Ras Media GH on YouTube and on Facebook but what na we machi kwai on all the various platforms na support to me I like video no share mama comment unsubscribe no subscribe kama mama na ma say wo abuja for me don be see ya adwuma che ya twa more than 2 hours me don be see na o che yankopon ya adoma ai enkopem ochina de na there be uncoping Wednesday e beba de bia but from Thursday enkoping Sunday I will be off e wa adwuma ye e wo ro eti madam wase na me de mo sia ochina be sia ba ochina chire be sia ba brand duru a no aboto wabo ona wamo nan aboto ntentem na waba na obetie sempa no bi every platform so like video no mame ye dos no every video be likes no form nti mesem say mon like ne enko ye na men kan comment kakra jeru kwakwa apia say odoyewu don't pity them they are too right they are too wise kukudi I have some of the same mad people in my family. Okay. And you see odo yewu Mami Esther ene ewre jaru we declare ni publicly say we ni odo yewu. I say don't pity for them. They are too wise. Kudi I have some of the same mad people in my family. Anaba or say the woman aware knows nothing about it. I don't understand. I'm in chat here for ya. Jaru Kwakwapia Mechiao, Vivian Kuma Mechiao, Nana Bai Mechiao, Abba Accra Mechiao, so Mimi Abba Esther Kebari Mechiao Yepa, Kofi Achempo Mechiao, Sami Jasi from Hamburg Mechiao, Nana Akuya Afro Papa bi Afro mechia wo ye pa Vivian Kuma mame mechia wo ye pa saa nso na mimi a wo say Anthony mechia wo Justice Opon Ajima mechia wo Dollar mechia wo so ye pa Gap Media mechia wo ye pa Gap nso e wo Facebook ni YouTube ni TikTok me na chia kwan ni ye support ni ye pa Dollar mechia wo ye pa mame ya Afro mpoma wo nso mechia wo ye pa saa nso na mechia mimi akwasi Asamu Abra Panyini mechia wo ye pa Abuzafo, things I will end here. And if God permit us, tomorrow, the same time on this platform. Like a video, no man. Now, I can't be sure. Yeah, video is not something can be a man.
Before you came into power. Before we came into power.
Okay.
No, okay. He came into power. In fact, it was on the day that the oral report was being handed over to me that he mentioned the figure.
Correct.
The 20.1 billion. But of course, that figure was based upon his own calculation of, the sums that were involved. So, for instance, if you take, you take, let's say, drip, all right, the figure involved there is over $100 and something million, right? When you take the value of lands that were, allegedly looted, the estimate the land in cantonments is what, 500,000 a plot.
Yeah.
So what he did was basically a back of the envelope type of calculation, and that is the figure that he put out. Now he has put a heavy load on my head because now everyone expects me to bring in 20 billion. Yes, but
is that the case from where you sit?
No, from where I sit, it may be up to 20 billion. It may be up to 20 billion if you take the funds we are tracing offshore, into account, because a lot of monies were moved out. Offshore. All right, and but if you take what is in country, the kinds of things we are looking at now, so if you take let's say the buffer stock matter is 78 million Ghana cedis, that's like $7.8 million, right? Or the $7 million. If you take another $7 million from Dubois, $2 million from Skytrain, and so on and so forth, I do not think that you go up to 21 billion. But